Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Tech Tuesday, episode number two. Today is a very interesting day. We had a global MI launch last week, and there's news from Neuralink and there's news from Apple. So, this is going to be a very interesting session today. And without any further delay, let's start it.
Hey guys, this is Shubham Gautam. Welcome to Let's Talk About It.
Welcome, everyone. How was your last week? And did Money Monday help you? So, आज हम बात करने वाले हैं कुछ कमाल टॉपिक की एंड first topic we're going to talk about is none other than Mr. Elon Musk's Neuralink. So last week, Elon Musk, let me just share the image link also there. So you're on the same page. So basically, why it's a very interesting thing for you and me or for everyone. So this Neuralink is a few years old startup which was acquired by Elon Musk and now he's handling it. And they are more towards connecting your brain with smart devices. Basically, they want to create a device which will fit into your brain, and using that, you can control multiple things. So it will help you to cure some inside diseases, also, some brain damages. All that it can figure it out. So the way it is put it to the user, like जिस हिसाब से इसको बताया गया है, it's going to be a game changing thing, but how it's going to be implemented और इसका usage कैसा होगा वो थोड़ा सा dicey and we'll be like looking into it. But what happened last week? पहले हम लोग समझते हैं. तो last week, basically Neuralink published a video where a monkey, जिसके brain पे उन्होंने Neuralink device fit किया था, he was playing a video game using his own mind, and which is a very huge step for the human being. Let me quickly find it out, a video for you. So before I'll show you what happened with monkey, uh, let me show you, or let me explain to you how does Neuralink works, right? Like how they're going to fit the device and how it's going to actually work for you. Okay, again. Um, so Neuralink is a very small device. Uh, it's like it's a round shaped thing. Just with a couple of wires are coming out, and there's then one small part is going out, which is basically a charger for it. Yeah. So this is its a physical design, like how it will look like, and all the wires which you're seeing in this picture. So those wires will go inside your head. Now the way it's been described in the introductory video was pretty interesting. Like so जो पहला वीडियो हुआ था उसमें Elon Musk ने दिखाया था कि how they utilize this particular device over a head of a pig, and they have already designed or developed a robot which will perform a surgery to insert this device in your brain. Now, what this brain will do that this device have is कि it have like a central system which will do all kind of computation and optimization. The central device which you see in this red portion, and this will also be having the charger output, and it will having an induced charging. So similarly, you charge your smartphone with wireless charging or your watch, right? Similar way, similarly you will be charging your head every night or whenever it's slow. Okay, so it will can fit near to your behind your ears or in forward your ears. You So before implementing this, आपको मेरे नहीं आ रहा क्या वीडियो? But mm, yeah, I think I went wrong. To check. Also, can you comment down if you have problem seeing my video? Okay, we'll figure it out later. Like, few people are complaining कि video नहीं आ रहा है, and I think it's working, but let's see. तो ठीक है, थोड़ा ब्रेक हर बार की तरह कहीं ना कहीं फंसते हैं, इस बार फंसे. Like moving on. Uh, yeah, so basically there's a device which will be fitted inside and outside your body. Like so, this device will have like multiple electrodes which will go inside your brain, and how it will go in your brain is they have a bot which will drill a hole in your brain. So between your brain and your hairs, there's a thick skull is there, right? So basically आपके skull पे एक छेद करेंगे, a very rounded size, which required just for the neurons, and then this bot will pick all these electrodes and fit inside your brain, which will connect to the neurons in your brain. So our brain have like a lot of neurons inside it, which are interconnected, right? तो हमारे brain के अंदर different lobes होते हैं, and उन lobes में multiple neurons होते हैं, and all the neurons are interconnected, जिसमें charge flow करते हैं. Basically, that is how our brain works. And now what they are going to do is they are inserting this electrodes in different neurons, like हमारे brain के अंदर. And uh, Mr. Musk has said, like Elon Musk said that the bot is very efficient, so it won't hurt your arteries or veins inside your brain. So there shouldn't be any kind of injury. And once those electrodes will touch the different neurons or attach to different neurons, they can read the signals going on those neurons, and according to those signals, they can act. And that's the whole idea behind the Neuralink. And this device is a very small. Like the outside device is quite small. This I think this much of size. Probably you can check the image of it. Okay, once again, I'll just try to find out a Neuralink page for you. And wait. It's a very interesting concept. I mean, just put it in comments. Like, what do you think about this particular device? Or are you going to get your brain drilled for efficiency? I mean, there might be in future everyone is having this brain thing, and the side effect ये हो सकते हैं कि if you're having like your hand got fractured or leg got fractured, you cannot go and say like and even some job which involves a lot of usage of system, you cannot say कि नहीं अब मैं नहीं कर सकता because my hand is broken, I got a fracture. There, you already have the implant in your head, and you can use your brain to to work on your to finish your work. You don't have to dependent on your hands or legs. So uh, इसके पॉजिटिव आउटपुट्स बहुत सारे हैं. लाइक इसके अगर देखा जाए तो it will help humanity to cure a lot of diseases. It will help people to become more efficient. But like as हमेशा होते आया है, like अगर हम हिस्ट्री देखें और जो चीज़ें रिपीट होती रहेंगी, जब भी कोई अच्छा बनता है तो उसका यूज़ बहुत कम होता है, मिसयूज़ बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. लाइक सोशल मीडिया का एग्जांपल देते हैं. लाइक आई थिंक जब सोशल मीडिया का evolution चालू हुआ था, and that particular time the people who made like who contributed on social media like social media sites, they didn't had this idea. They know कि एक बार आपको एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलेगा जहाँ पे कि आप दूसरे लोगों से और रैंडम लोग से मिल सकते हो, रैंडम लोगों से अपने थॉट्स और बातें कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं। तो इट गोइंग टू बी अ ह्यूज थिंग, इट गोइंग टू बी अ ह्यूज थिंग, लाइक लॉट ऑफ पीपल विल गेट इन्वॉल्व टू इट, बट no one will thought कि it will damage a lot of people also, like आजकल क्या हो रहा है कि इवन काफ़ी चीज़ें मैनिपुलेट होती हैं यूजिंग ट्विटर एंड फेसबुक, राइट? काफ़ी रॉन्ग और फॉल्स इंफॉर्मेशन ज़्यादा रिवॉल्व होती है, एंड यूजर्स कम से कम होते जा रहे हैं, लाइक आपको people start even getting off, like people start boycotting the social media because it's become very toxic. Now it came with opportunity. यहाँ पे कई लोग थे जो बेरोजगार ही रह जाते अगर ये चीज़ें इन्वॉल्व नहीं होती, बट आई डोंट नो कि हाउ डू यू कंपेयर द प्रोज एंड कॉन्स हियर, लाइक कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू, लाइक जैसे भी टेक्नोलॉजी इन्वॉल्व होती गई है डिफरेंट डिफरेंट, उनसे प्रोज ज़्यादा है कि कौन ज़्यादा, क्या फ़ायदा में किससे ज़्यादा हुआ है? सिमिलरली, मूविंग ऑन, लाइक व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट न्यूरालिंक, कि इससे फ्यूचर में विल इट बी अ boon or will it be a demise for us? Okay. I wanted to show you the device. Okay, yeah, cool. I'll get the multiple images for you. So it's a very small device. It's the size of a coin. So, but I don't know how comfortable it is. Like having some electrodes always inside your brain. Elon Musk had said that like कि दिस इज अ नॉट अ फिक्स थिंग, अगर आपको कल निकालना है तो आप निकाल भी सकते हैं, अगर आपको लगवाना है लगवा सकते हैं, लाइक ये इट टोटली डिपेंडेंट अपॉन द यूजर। तो ये क्या होता है इसके साथ? आई थिंक आई एम, अगर मुझे कभी ऑप्शन मिला तो मैं शायद कभी नहीं लगवाऊंगा यूज, दैट यू सी कपल ऑफ कॉपर वायरिंग इज देयर, दैट इज बेसिकली फॉर द induced charging, and all these threads which are going on are the electrodes which will be fit inside or sit inside your brain. So this was the news about this. This was all about the history of Neuralink कि अभी तक इसमें क्या हुआ है। अब तो लास्ट वीक जो न्यूज़ बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रेंड में गई और बहुत लोग, इट वाज अ ब्रेक थ्रू न्यूज़ बिकॉज आई थिंक लास्ट ईयर only Neuralink big experiment was shown, and in that experiment they were just able to track the different frequencies or different reactions of a pig. तो उसकी मॉड्यूलेशन से वो पता कर रहे थे कि हाउ द पिक्स इज बिहेविंग नाउ। this is a more controlled example which they have shown in the last week. Here, using that his brain frequency, a monkey, अपने brain frequency, he's controlling the system, like he's playing games with the system. Uh, मतलब he's acting like a mutant, for like, to be honest. Okay, okay, Vijay first played Pong, so he played a ping pong when rewarded with a metal straw. His brain signals were sent wirelessly via an implanted device, and the device we've seen already. The hope is that interference could eventually allow people with neurological condition to control phones or computers remotely. So, what they meant by this line is that they wanted people who are having a neurological or they're like physically disabled people can use their just the brain to communicate or use different systems like phone and computers remotely without even touching it, because they facing that issue. One expert said that in fact, no wires were used represented significant progress, but more data was needed. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's still very early, and but as we know, like uh, Elon Musk is a very जुझारू person. मैंने मिक्स करा. when he started his SpaceX, उस टाइम भी कई लोगों ने लाइक कई एस्ट्रोनॉट्स ने एंड कई एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स फिजिक्स ने एंड इंजीनियर्स ने कहा था कि what he is trying to do is not possible or foolish. So he have created a reusable landing platform for satellites, and which is a very big thing to do. It's literally rocket engineering. जैसे हम कहते हैं कि rocket engineering थोड़ी कर रहा है कोई. No, it's literally rocket engineering. That means it's way tough, and he's very dedicated towards whatever he does. Um, I mean, he made PayPal a successful company. He made Tesla a successful company. He made SpaceX a successful company. And now in the boring company, like is receiving some thrash uh, in the initial launch of the boring company in Las Vegas plant. But I think it's in very initial days. So जैसे चीजें बढ़ेंगी and धीरे धीरे he'll be making some more progress on top of that. He'll come with more solutions. तो फिर people will start loving it. वो हमेशा एक trend जो होता है कि starting में people will deny it, people will hate it, and after some point of time they will just do follow almost blindly. So I'm not too much convinced about the idea, but I'm very much convinced about Elon Musk and that kind of dedication the person can achieve what he says. So what he said was कि a Neuralink product will enable someone with paralysis to use a smartphone with their mind faster than someone using hands. So he's saying that कि अगर आपके दिमाग में Neuralink implant है तो you can and you're suffering from paralysis, right? The person who is suffering paralysis, basically his hands and legs, like whole body is not working, but just by using the Neuralink product, uh, they can use a phone better than a person who is fully abled, like who's using his thumbs. And these person we can when paralysis state, इनकी बॉडी पूरी काम नहीं कर रही है और जस्ट अपने दिमाग का यूज करके एक स्मार्टफोन या फिर एक सिस्टम को एक बेटर तरीके से यूज कर पाएंगे विच इज़ अ वेरी विच इज़ गुड वे टू पुट एनीथिंग एक्चुअली अगर आप ऐसे चीज़ें पुट डाउन करते हैं फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट्स अ वेरी ह्यूज विन फॉर ह्यूमैनिटी बिकॉज आफ्टर पैरालिसिस वो पर्सन को लाइक he get disconnected to the real world. And अगर ये सब चीज़ें इवॉल्व हुए will be implemented, they will still feel the connection. So the will to live will always be there. Because the moment you start losing the physical, the social touch, the will to live start going down. Um, okay. And later versions will be able to shunt signals from neural link into brain to neural links in body motor sensory neuron cluster, that's enabling, for example, paraplegics to walk again. What is paraplegics? Um, so, Abhi, what you mean by this is कि uh, तो अभी क्या है कि द न्यूरलिंक हाउ इट वर्क्स इज कि इट्स अ वन वे कम्युनिकेशन लाइक इसके दिमाग में इम्प्लीमेंटेड ही विल सेंड इट टू द communicate to other system like it's not a to and fro like he'll not receive communication like it won't control his body now later on like the further products like future में उनका प्लान ये है कि Neuralink will also send up signals to brain which will help you to you know to help to like enable those parts like जो जो आपके पार्ट्स काम नहीं कर रहे हैं और सपोज इट्स इन कोमा इट्स इन पैरालिसिस है लाइक यो लो लो सब किसी लोग को होता है कि लोअर बॉडी पैरालिसिस चली जाती है किसी को होता है केवल हाथ लाइक उम्र के साथ साथ कभी कभी होता है पैरालिसिस अटैक आता है एंड योर हाफ ऑफ योर बॉडी स्टॉप वर्किंग राइट कि आधा आपकी बॉडी काम नहीं कर रही आपके हाथ काम नहीं कर रहे so those all things can be fixed by the Neuralink that he is planning to do like that his goal is there and if it's a achievable thing it's a very good thing to have but वही है कि इसके नेगेटिव इफेक्ट्स भी यूज करते हैं like so basically if someone can control your brain signals to do anything, so the possibilities are endless, right? There are positive as well as negative. I mean, so what do you think about it? Like, just put down any comments. That, uh, how do you feel about this technology? And I mean, I think. अगर आपको ये सब चीज़ों पे प्रोग्रेस करनी है तो यू नीड सम काइंड ऑफ, लाइक यू कैन नॉट डायरेक्टली do this kind of experiments in animals. So you need to do like human. You need to do it in animals, right, to figure out what it is. But इससे ज़्यादा कुछ बोलो तो काफ़ी लोग ऑफेंड हो जाएंगे, तो आई लीव इट हियर. बट वी नीड टू सी द वीडियो, राइट? इसके बिना तो मज़ा नहीं आएगा कि एग्जैक्टली क्या हुआ था. So if you're not following Mr. Musk in Twitter and you are in Twitter, I'll suggest to go and follow him. I'm a very big fan of this guy. Even 10% or like 5% of this person. But हाँ, काफ़ी इंस्पायरिंग है. So you'll enjoy uh, reading about him or looking at his stuff, like what he's doing. Okay, to close down something. It's getting slowly. Just give me 2 minutes and I'll run that. Okay. Come on, system. Oh yeah. So should be a little better now. भाई सिस्टम अपडेट करना है. धोखा देता रहता है काफ़ी कई बार. धीरे धीरे करेंगे. थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम्स तो पहले सब सॉल्व हुई हैं, अब इसको भी करते हैं. Okay. अगर आपको ऐसी चीज़ें समझ में नहीं आती हैं, इफ आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग समथिंग, प्रॉब्ली कमेंट इट डाउन और पिंग मी और whatever way you find it easier to do it. Do it. I'm posting my Insta as well as Twitter link. Let me know. So I'll try to improve those things, like, and get better on it. So monkey mind pong. This is the video, and okay. So there's, I think, two Neuralink devices implemented in his brain this time, or just one. Okay. Yeah. So if you can see, let me just go a little back. If you see, just यहाँ पे जहाँ मैंने पॉइंटर रखा है, यहाँ पे हरकस है, तो वहाँ पे द न्यूरल लिंक वाज इम्प्लांटेड एंड देन दे सर्जरी के बाद वापस से वो स्कल लगा दिया, क्लोज कर दिया, तो एंड हेयर्स आर ग्रोइंग अप, ग्रोइंग बैक. तो अभी तक कुछ थोड़ा बहुत बेसिकली इट देयर विल बी अ मार्क स्टिचिंग इट बैक. सो शोइंग कि यहाँ पे जहाँ पे दिख रहा है द न्यूरल लिंक इज इम्प्लांटेड. नाइस. So this pipe say he's not doing anything. He's actually getting banana smoothie out of it. So वो मजा आ रहा है. He's playing it. So जितना ज़्यादा खेल रहा है, स्मूथी की सप्लाई उसको मिल रही है. Wow. Wow. So there are 2,000 electrodes implanted in the monkey brain. So every electrode is like a one small string, which we saw earlier in that picture. Imagine 2,000 strings, very small strings going inside your brain.
For example, some might become more active when he moves his hand up, and others when he moves it to the right. By recording and feeding their activity,
So what is saying कि even body movement is very uh, connected to the neurons movement. Like sometimes उसके एक्शन से भी न्यूरॉन मूवमेंट हो रही चेंज हो रही है एंड दे आर एबल टू टेक इट डाउन एंड उससे दे कैन then they can use the data to conclude things like uh, basically like any ML or AI system when you have enough data about someone you can start making not outputs I'll say uh, making responses uh, on behalf of that person, right? So basically, अभी क्या होता है कि if you're using your phone a lot, right? उसमें आप you have downloaded probably using Google keyboard, default keyboard, or any other places जहाँ पे आप you're doing a search a lot, you're typing a lot. तो एक टाइम के बाद you start getting suggestions of your whatever you type or whatever you search. Basically, now system is ready enough, like he can give you feedback basically. Uh, basically, and मे बी न्यूरालिंक के केस में भी ये ट्रू रहेगा कि आफ्टर इम्प्लांटेशन व्हेन उनके पास इनफ डेटा आता रहेगा देन we'll start to figure out what your action gonna do or you're getting this kind of frequency or ये वाले particular electrode active है so next what kind of action you're gonna perform that kind of thing they can do but still I've not read the research paper probably I'll come reading next time prepare with that like I'll read the research paper understand more about how they're utilizing that technology अब कुछ तो publish नहीं करेंगे because that will be a patent but probably I'll get some more idea about it. It's a very interesting field. Even you guys can go and read about it, and then you can just ping it back. And if you already have some links, you can comment down. I'll go through them. Yes.
in real time. First, we calibrate the decoder by recording neural activity as Pager uses the joystick to move a cursor to targets presented on the screen. As he's playing this game, we're wirelessly streaming, in real time, the firing rates from thousands of neurons to a computer. Using these data, we calibrate the decoder by mathematically modeling the relationship between patterns of neural activity and the different joystick movements that
Yeah.
produce.
So अभी अभी just मैंने जो discuss किया हमने जो discuss किया that's what exactly he's saying. Uh, कि they are they're getting different frequencies for a different movement and the AI model is computing over it and now is forming different patterns. एक बार आपके patterns बन जाते हैं like for even work for your work for even your different habits like this is a very basic of human nature जो कहीं भी चलता है एक बार आपका एक पैटर्न बन जाता है for doing anything वो आपके लिए बहुत ही मुश्किल होता है to break out and your computer system and it's more dependent upon them when it's come to AI and like if you're doing something which you keep doing it and now they can predict what you how you're gonna spend your rest of the day if you're like doing same thing repetitively. अगर आपने चीज़ें बहुत ही डिफरेंट है आप you're like a very different kind of person who's next today was like who don't follow any kind of pattern तो or any kind of system उसको learn करने में बहुत time लगेगा to figure out your like to predict your uh, next move it will be difficult but means you need to be more powerful to compute the more factors get involved the more power you need to compute it that's as simple as that.
Moves. After only a few minutes of calibration, we can use the output from the decoder to move the cursor instead of the joystick. Pager still moves the joystick out of habit, but as you can see, it's unplugged. He's controlling the cursor entirely with decoded neural activity.
Wow, wow. So अभी क्या हुआ है कि he's the cursor which is moving to catch that ball in the ping pong, totally controlled by this monkey brain. And he's sending the wireless signal from his implanted Neuralink device. And if this is true, it's a very big breakthrough. Alright, moving on. कहाँ पहुंच गए वो लोग?
Our goal is to enable use a computer or phone activity decoder, as the Neuralinks allow Pager to do, is to play
Now
his
he's playing ping pong, so he's playing against computer.
favorite video game, Pong. To control his paddle, on the right side of the screen, Pager simply thinks about moving his hand up or down. We've removed the joystick altogether.
So if you see here, joystick हटा दी है, and it's completely based on uh, his thought process. Like उसका hand move अभी भी करता थोड़ा बहुत, not completely, but it's not totally controlled by his brain power. वो सोच रहा है कि मुझे उसे वो टाइल मूव करनी है, right tile to particular position, and Neuralink is able to do it on his behalf. I think it's a very big achievement for us.
Now that he's up to speed, let's increase the difficulty and see how well
Wow.
Pager can play with the Neuralink. As you can see, Pager is amazingly good at Mind Pong. He's focused, and he's playing entirely of his own volition.
यहाँ तो
It's not magic.
हम्म, इतने स्पीड से तो मैं भी नहीं खेल पाता,
What
तो
you
खा गया
see
होता
is because it's recording and
ऐसा. Wow. So moving on, this is a great news. I think this is a great news overall. Uh, there's one more link. I'll paste it down with a big article which happened last year. So last year इनका जो experiment हुआ था, जो showcase किया था उन्होंने live conference में, where they implemented this same device in a pig, and measuring the pig reaction on different thing, like providing the food or not. So एक बहुत कम टाइम में इन्होंने काफी बड़ा मूवमेंट दिखाया है. Like, okay, it was moving on. Moving on to our tech market, the gizmos and market. So Xiaomi and Oppo also joined the race of developing their own chipset, and they are now joined the race with Google also. So now we have Google, Apple, Xiaomi, and Oppo, which they are going to develop their own smartphone chips. Is it a good Is it a good news or bad news? I'm still dicey about this thing. I still have some thoughts to discuss. But it might be a really good thing going future, because uh, as we have seen in past, right? हमने देखा है चीज कि एप्पल को इससे बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज हमेशा से रहा है कि टू हैव देयर own chipset, like own homegrown, home designed chipset, because they know what kind of functionality they want, and they are more focused towards what they really want. And when you buy a third party chipset, it will be a standard thing. So you will be compromising on something, and that's you have to deal with. Or wait for, like, so you can send your requirement to, like, सब अभी major जो chipset जो provider है mobile का, that is or Qualcomm, right? So either you build partnership with Qualcomm and launch one, or you will uh, send your requirements to Qualcomm, like this is what you want on next release, and their engineers work it, and they might give you the whole functionality, or they might give you partial functionality depending on the timeline of the strength. Now, when you are working on your own chipset, you know from starting what kind of functionalities you want, and what is a more focused towards. Like Apple is highly focused towards the performance part, and the chipsets are like highly dedicated towards that. Yeah, very. I mean, you can do multitask without lag. And for example, if you're when PUBG got famous, right? You have seen a lot of people moved to PUBG. Was like the top content creators of PUBG kids were using iPhone, and then there was a rise of Android smartphones for gaming smartphones. एक sudden rise हुआ था जो अभी तक बढ़ ही रहा है. And it's going to go further in future, because the mobile gaming market is actually now it's toes to toe, like head to head with uh, your system, computer, or like PS and Xbox market also. एक काफी बड़ा market बढ़ता जा रहा है. So I mean, for company Lenovo, they cannot compete with Xbox and PS now because PS and Xbox has already created their fan base and they have already created their market base. Uh, Microsoft and Sony also have acquired a lot of gaming companies who develop exclusive games for their platform. तो ये चीज़ें आती हैं जब आप लेने आते हो कि मुझे Xbox लेना है कि PS लेना है क्योंकि फिर वो गेम पे आता है क्या मुझे ये गेम खेलना है, मेरे फ्रेंड्स के पास भी ये गेम है तो आई probably gonna buy this game and this game is available in this platform so I probably will buy this particular device, gaming device. Now given the case of a a player, he won't face these kind of issues because he can like play any kind of games. uh, तो पहले जो मेजर डिवाइस मेकर्स थे उनके पास यही था कि ऑप्शन की they can target uh, these people for the system based gamers, but now they have a very huge market for mobile based gamers. Uh, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now when companies like Xiaomi and Oppo are developing their own chipset, they have this freedom to work on different kind of chipset at a one time. And depending upon their configuration, like they can have one which is like highly performance, like gaming performance focused, and they can launch their phones on those chipset. Uh, and similarly, they can have someone which will highly on computing the improving the camera part, and they can make one device for content creators. So those all kind of possibilities and probability are there when a maker is going for their own chipset manufacturing. But फ्यूचर में क्या होता है वो हमें देखना ही पड़ेगा. आई थिंक ऑल दिस सेमीकंडक्टर्स कंपनी लाइक दिस इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ मनी मंडे बट आई थिंक ऑल द सेमीकंडक्टर्स कंपनी एक्सेप्ट Qualcomm cornerize more because uh, I think Google, Google is doing the partnership with Samsung, if I remember. So they are not doing the partnership with Qualcomm, and Oppo is okay. Oppo is also not doing any partnership. They're building their own infrastructure. So they have hired former Qualcomm executive, and as you remember कि अगर Oppo खुद का चिपसेट बना रहा है, so there's a 99% chance कि OnePlus, Realme, Vivo, all these will now also be working on their own chipset because OnePlus, Realme, and Vivo की जो parent company is Oppo. So एक बहुत ही large market को ये लोग handle करेंगे and खुद का and hopefully there'll be a reduction in cost also because now you're not paying a third party an extra amount of money. So जो OnePlus की हमेशा से policy रही है to give a game-changing device with a lower price range. Maybe they will able to achieve it because since OnePlus 9 Pro or OnePlus 8 Pro both कहीं ना कहीं disturbance दिखा है because they are touching to 60-70K range now in the phone market. जो उनका highest model जा रहा है वो it's now around 60K 70K and and now they have launched like 3-4 devices especially for the market like India, right? So India में Oppo ने OnePlus की domination इसलिए start किया था because they are offering a really good phone like OnePlus 1, OnePlus 2, and OnePlus 3. It was an excellent phone like उस generation में उस time पे that price band you are getting the best device. Now what happened today is कि uh, in today's market, OnePlus is not the legend killer. Like they are not the best company which are offering the best device setup in lowest amount of money. There are other players like Poco आ गया है, even the Realme is a shorter part वो भी करता है. तो यहाँ पे इनके पास एक good opportunity they can like reduce some price over there and which will help them out to regrow their market. Because I don't know how was the sales of OnePlus 9. I have to check it back. But I'm assuming it's not as good as the earlier devices. Yeah, but it's a good step. Xiaomi also recently announced its first self-developed image processing chip. Okay, wow, the Surge C1. This is a good news for Xiaomi. I think Xiaomi Mi is actually moving in a very right direction. Like the recent Mi Ultra, which we're going to talk about it, Mi 11 Ultra. Uh, it's a wonderful device they have created. They have taken some uh, decision which is out of the current trending stuff, like the rest of the major mobile manufacturers are using. But the risk what they're taking, I think they gonna get rewards for that. It's a beautiful created device. They have chosen the right thing. But let's see how it perform in the market. जब एक बार उसको we will be able to use it, probably then we'll be able to give you a full review how it's going to go. Okay, so yeah, so this is the news about Xiaomi and Oppo, who are developing their own 5G chips, and Google have already started working on this. So now we have like three different uh, chips manufacturer in the queue. All right. Okay, moving on. So this was a big news. Uh, I mean, not big news as per like revolutionary products they've launched, but last week we had this MI global launch and जहाँ पे उन्होंने कुछ बहुत ही बेहतरीन चीज़ें लॉन्च करी. Yeah, so we'll review all the products they've launched in this release, but first of all, जो मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा पसंद आया उस प्रोडक्ट को देखने वाले हैं. That is their MI scooter.
As the world's best-selling electric scooter company, you know that anytime you step onto your
And ये जो scooter है, they have developed in the partnership of uh, Mercedes. And I mean, look-wise, it looks like the oldest scooter. Doesn't look much difference, but when the older scooter were really good. I mean, मैं सोच रहा था कि when they launch in India, but I think they're not going to launch in India anytime soon. There's some restrictions are there.
you're riding with the best. To take that one for our next electric scooter, we're partnering with the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team. I'm proud to introduce the best safety features.
So as usual, they had this brakes and headlamp and their scooter, and now they have added four reflectors for side, like front and side. I just want to know, like, what is the neural range? I think.
It's been an absolute pleasure, everyone. Inspired by the swift rear
Uh,
and it's a wrap. People can create
the range is not mentioned here. Let's search what is the range because I want to store range. One, but no, it's not right. Okay, guys, I'll figure it out in the next one. Okay, this is the old one, 30 kilometer, and I'm sure कि अगर ये नया product launch कर रहे हैं तो थोड़ी improvement तो की होगी range में next version में since they have their partnership with Mercedes AMG F1 team, sports team. So I'm assuming they are having at least some improvement in their speed and acceleration. Okay, so the major three things they have launched in this event is a TV and is their scooter and a phone, which is MI11, right? And the TV they have launched is 65 and 75 inch. I think this is the okay. This is what we're looking for, right? So max speed 25 kilometer per hour. So as I said, like मैंने कहा था डेफिनेटली कि इस डिस्टेंस तो बड़ी होगी इस बार. So last scooter had a max range of 30 kilometers and this scooter have a max range of 45 kilometers. And they have increased the incline angle, which is good because now नीचे का base में जो distance है ground distance that will also increase a bit. Not much, but there will be a small distance. Let me ask them like Great product.
is waiting for you. Available soon. Now back to you, show. Hey, boss. Looking sharp. Ready for the shoot today? Thank you. I am. All right. See you there. This
पूछ लेते हैं क्या पता ना दे बता दें हमें. Okay, so what then? Words. Okay. So these are three devices they've launched. Mi11, the TV, which is a 75-inch, and the Scooter Pro. The Mi11 will be launched in India soon, and TV, I'm think they will be also launch in India sooner or later. And this is a pretty expensive one this time they're launching, but in the last 65-inch, what they had was around 40, 50K. So this will be around 70, 80K. But I'm assuming they have launched a 8K this time.
Extrapolating video data in real time at the pixel level.
with high refresh rates of 120 hertz paired with an AMOLED panel, this is one of our best displays ever. Not only did we use
Wow.
higher
So,
refresh rate than competitors, we've used a four-stage adaptive
so
signal.
this is what needed in our phone. Okay. So 120 hertz is really good to have. Like it's a must for high-end smartphone these days. But uh, phones like OnePlus don't give you the flexibility to fluctuate it to multiple ranges. Right, they do it, I think, 120 to 60, but not to 90 or 30 hertz. Because 90 hertz is also a good experience to have. You don't want to, like, if you're having a 120 hertz phone, you don't want to go to 60 hertz every time you do something, right? Or probably for your daily usage. But अगर आपकी बैटरी बहुत जा रही है, because when you running your phone in 120 hertz, definitely उसकी बैटरी ज़्यादा जाती है, and you want to save some battery, probably you want to switch back to 90 hertz. It will give you some more time compared to 120 hertz. But in case of OnePlus, you don't have option to go back to 90 hertz, and Mi11 is giving 120, 90, and 60 and 30 hertz, which is going to always on display, which is a really good thing to have. I mean, this is a hands-on. This is a good step by MI. Okay, wow. So 480 hertz touch sampling mean it's going to be a super fast response, like super responsive display. Uh, I think gamers will love it. I mean, gamers will have a very good time with this kind of phone, this kind of sampling rate. I want to, especially people playing PUBG or Call of Duty, they will enjoy this will like anything. I mean, if you're playing Asphalt and all or a low end games, ज़्यादा difference नहीं पड़ता है because you're not dependent upon the response of the game immediately. But if you're playing games like Fortnite and PUBG and Call of Duty, then you need super responsive screen, which you have in this phone. So yeah.
You can clearly see a difference in how it processes gradient colors, with Mi 11 offering a very smooth, real gradient. Display quality has been a core area of focus for us, and we are very happy to bring these to you in Mi 11 Movie Magic. These speakers in Mi 11 are flawlessly tuned.
Okay, so Harman current speaker, but anyways, it doesn't make much difference. I mean, I'm a guy who don't care about mobile phone speakers because you hardly uses it. You'd hardly use it, and it doesn't make much difference. The main thing people should focus on is the performance, is the battery usage, and people who are like heavily into content creating or mobile using, probably the camera. And Mi11 has a very nice camera. There's coming with like 108 megapixel camera. The only thing I worry about is ki if you use your camera heavily, right? I think the battery is 5000 milliampere, but if you're using your camera heavily for a 108 megapixel phone, there's a good chances the battery will going down sooner or later. Like it won't give you like performance, high performance or like high battery life because the processing for 108 and 8 megapixel images will take some time. Like it'll be like uh, heavily CPU or GPU oriented task, which will burn down your battery soon. I'm pretty sure if you are using it as a like a normal usage, you're not clicking much photos and you're just watching local news or looking talking to your friends and doing like normal stuff, like not heavily usage. This battery will last for a day and two easily. मतलब इसमें आपको कोई problem नहीं होगी for even for long time. But for the people who heavily used it for content creation, they might have this issue. But again, this comes with a 65 watt charging, 67 watt charging, and you can charge this phone in like half an hour. So even that is not a real issue. Um, and if you don't know how that 67 charge works, is basically they don't have one battery inside a phone, they have two batteries inside a phone, and they all connected in a parallel. So once you inside your 67 watt charging, it will divide 30 watt charging, different charging, and it will charge both batteries in parallel. So though it looks like you are charging a single battery with very high power, it's kind of not possible right now to do it like 67 watt charging on that. So they do it with multiple batteries. And similarly, even OnePlus. So one thing about Oppo, they are dominating the battery charging part. Like no matter it's a headphone battery, if it's a watch battery or if it's a phone battery, they are doing really great job in that. And OnePlus was already launched with their this wireless charging with 30 watt. So they are actually, and that will only work with OnePlus chargers. So you cannot use any wireless charger and get the same kind of speed. That will specifically works with only OnePlus wireless charger. And how it will work is they will have a two coil inducers. So and similarly, the phone have instead of one big coil, they have two coils which are charging two different batteries. तो जब आप उसको रखते हो तो then you'll be talking to charging two batteries wirelessly at the same time. That's why the charging speed goes up. And that's a smart way to deal with these kind of batteries because हमारी जो नीड है वो कभी कम नहीं होती और बढ़ती है. तो आज हमें 5,000 अच्छा लगता है, ज़्यादा लगता है. बट डेफिनेटली कल नेक्स्ट 1 ईयर 2 ईयर्स में अगर 5,000 तो बहुत कम है. 6,000 क्यों नहीं, 7,000 क्यों नहीं. बिकॉज जैसे हमारे display speed बढ़ती है, like all these things comes with a cost. How every performance bit, like from your chipset to your screen to your vibration motor, अगर कुछ का भी performance efficiently बनाना है हमें, तो उसको कहीं ना कहीं तो उसकी पेमेंट करनी पड़ेगी, right? And that load generally goes to battery. So the higher components you have in a phone, the load need to bear by the battery, and the battery will get discharged rapidly. That's why, like, agar you're giving a high-end camera, you're giving a high refresh rate screen, you need to improve a battery. Like, you need to ship the phone with a big battery also, right? You cannot ship a Mi 11 phone with a 3,000 milliampere or 3,500 milliampere phone. It's just not viable. So you have to sell it with a 5,000 milliampere phone, milliampere battery. And again, so future में ये चीज़ें और बढ़ती जाएंगी. Like 5,000 will not be enough for us. Then we need 6,000, 7,000. So this charging rate need to also be improved. Like आज 30 minutes is good for us. Like 6,000 watt charger looks good enough for it. Probably next 5 years 6,000 watt भी हमें लगेगा कि यार कम है, 120 watt चाहिए कम से कम, जो नॉर्मल आपके लैपटॉप्स में आता है. And this is the direction we are moving. So it's not nothing wrong to assume here. Yeah, but it's a overall I feel it's a really good phone. We'll check the price after this and see how much it's worth. I I really don't like any of those colors. मुझे इसमें कोई कलर नहीं है. मैट ब्लैक सिंपल देते हैं, अच्छा लगता है. Okay, so what they said here, like what they did here is basically कि जो इनके so if you look at your phone, right, there's generally like three dots. I cannot show it here. I'll say it here or not. So you see a couple of holes here in the my phone, right? Just next to the battery. You can check your phone also. There'll be, and those dots are like basically for the speakers. You'll get the speaker out from those holes. Your speaker sits somewhere around there, that system, and तुम्हारी सारी आवाजें वहां से निकलती हैं. What they did is they changed the size of the shape of the hole because what they're saying is कि हमारी जो sound it comes out as in a wave form. So when you are sending that in a block level, जो output रहता है, it's not in that up to that mark. Now we're giving a huge space or like ample space where the wave can travel properly and give you a good output, like a better speaker output. Uh, it makes sense if you like logically it makes sense, but I'm still not sure how much difference it's gonna make. And again, it's a one speaker.
X1 is a custom architecture solution that offers significantly enhanced performance. This allows an overall increase of 30% in performance versus previous generation and offers support for 10-bit HDR gaming. To celebrate the launch of Mi 11, we will begin a collaboration with the most.
So they're coming with CPU as well as GPU. It's good to have a GPU because you're playing a high-end games. You need a good GPU because nowadays all those heavy tasks it will delay the system will delay and give it back to run on the GPU and keep some space on the CPU, not blocking, not putting heavy load on the CPU. But if you're working on too many applications, definitely gonna burn it down. Uh, but I think all the high-end phones are coming with a GPU and it's a must for it. But it's good that MI 11 is also shipping with a GPU.
Popular mobile game of the year in 2020, Genshin Impact. MIUI 12 was experience.
To be honest, I'm not fan of MIUI. I mean, all the options available in different kinds of custom UI, I probably go with Oxygen OS. It's the best and like closest to the native one, but MIUI is too dramatic, to be honest. I mean, if you're not removing the default apps you provide, so if I mean I don't know whether you have used MI phone or not. So the earlier MI phones, how they used to make money is कि Redmi and MI phones are cheap compared to other phones like in their market in their range, right? So how they make that money. So all these MI and Redmi phones, ये क्या करते हैं एक पार्टनरशिप करते हैं डिफरेंट एप्स के साथ या डिफरेंट ऐप मैन्युफैक्चरर्स के साथ एंड अपने फ़ोन में ये बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट दोस वो ऐप्स लोड करके देते हैं प्री लोडेड and you cannot delete those apps also because it's a partnered app and they get money out of those. जितने partnership करेंगे they make more money out of it. And because of this, कई बार कुछ बेकार apps भी आती हैं and you don't want it plus but you have to keep it. They also consume your CPU. So even इन्होंने optimization किया है to help their phone works efficiently and better, but how it's going to affect, I'm not sure. Okay. Hopefully they'll get out of these phones. Oh wow, this is a good step. I mean, we are just talking about this. ये चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए. Uh, I think MI is moving in the right direction. But इसका एक डिसएडवांटेज ये है कि इसका प्राइस बढ़ेगा. तो ये लोग घटाने का ऑप्शन दे रहे हैं. तो डेफिनेटली थोड़ा बहुत तो प्राइस डिफरेंस पड़ेगा. हाँ. That's the 5G you're talking about. But अगर आपको कुछ करना है ना, तो you can learn from iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone phones, right? इन्होंने अपने स्टैंडर्ड ऐसा बना दिया है कि दो वी हैव सैमसंग स्टैंडर्ड फोन्स, लाइक इस साल सैमसंग ने अपने प्रो फोन्स लॉन्च किया है, वन प्लस ने प्रो फोन लॉन्च किया, एवरी कंपनी लॉन्च दिया प्रो फोन्स, इवन ओप्पो डिड इट, बट स्टिल, और सोचने की बात यह है कि सैमसंग सैमसंग एंड ओप्पो के जो स्मार्टफोन्स, लाइक तो टॉप रेंज फोन्स आए थे, केम आफ्टर आईफोन, एंड स्टिल कंपैरिजन के लिए लोग अभी भी आईफोन को स्टैंडर्ड मान के चलते हैं, राइट? सो इवन इन दिस कंपैरिजन वीडियो, they are comparing with iPhone. They are not comparing with any other phone market. Not sure. It may be one of the reason कि उनका जो परफॉर्मेंस है बाकी फोन से बहुत क्लोज हो, या फिर इतना डिफरेंस ना हो, और या फिर इन्होंने हमेशा सोचा था कि हमें आईफोन से डिफरेंस ये कॉम्पिटिशन डालना है. एनीवेज,
Wi-Fi 6 or Mi 11 is fast. Wireless
so Mi 11 comes with a 55-watt charging, and Mi 11 Ultra comes with a 67-watt charging. The Mi 11 Ultra specs are next level. I love the camera sensor. We'll talk about it.
is also highly compact. Number of those, and this is something.
Okay.
It is
So the specs, sorry about the wrong information. The specs I mentioned earlier, 50, 67 watt and 5,000 watt, 5,000 milliampere battery, was of Mi 11 Ultra. And this particular phone, it comes with a 55-watt charger, and the battery is 4600 milliampere, 400 ampere lower than Mi 11 Ultra. But still, it's a good number. 4600 milliampere and 55-watt charging is good. And actually, you can use this charger for your laptop also. So if you're using a Mac or any laptop which works with Type C charger, then you don't need to bring multiple charger with you when if you travel. You can use just keep this brick and a Type C to Type C cable and go ahead with your travel. Simple packaging.
more of your gear. Include 55 watts GAN charger inbox. Mi 11 is ready to power
Did you hear that?
wireless charger bigger than some. This is probably, and we've innovated.
Okay.
All you have to do is
Wow.
thumb on it. This is really useful for tracking your daily health
Wow.
and monitoring your workouts.
Nice.
Will pick up lots of background noise. Mi 11, however, uses an AI algorithm to isolate voice.
Always believe that something wonderful is about to happen.
I mean, see, if if you look at a presentation or if you look at the launch event, it definitely sounds better, but till you don't have a till I don't get it right to see or review it in a real time, you cannot judge all the stuff they mentioned here. Like it might be close to what they have claiming that they're claiming, but yeah, uh, real usage may differ from the um, actual actual करता हूँ मैं. So actual thing they're claiming, right? But the claims may differ. Really, man. Okay. Okay. Once I was in. Okay. So yeah, as I mentioned, it comes with 108 milliampere, so megapixel camera, which is a huge one to say. Not huge, it's like really huge. Uh, so I think it should be coming with image or optical image stabilization. If it's a 108 megapixel, if they are giving this many features, the optic OIS should be there by default, right? And I think it will be there. So you can use it, check it, and get a proper video. Comes with a 5G enabled phone, 55-watt charger, and oh wow, So, so it have a 50 watt wireless charging also. Nice. So basically, both the charger battery will be charging wirelessly at 25 watt. That's why the combined input will be 50 watt. And it also comes with a reverse charging. So if you have a wireless phone and it's low, you can use this phone to charge that phone. The speed is not great, like it's just a 10 watt, but still it will help you to get some battery. Like if you're like really low, like uh, and you have a person next to you, it will be really helpful to you. Like half an hour, 20 minutes, it will be good enough to last for your whole journey. And I say whole journey, I mean by if you're going for like 2, 3 hours of journey, not for a day or two. But overall is a very nice phone. 75, 749 euros. How much it will come today? Definitely, it won't be exactly to 67,380 it's saying, but I'm sure that this is not the price they will be launching in India. Max it will go to 60, 64. And they have actually two models. It mentioned just the 8 GB one, right? They have two models. One is one with 8 and 128 gigs. Okay, that is an MI Ultra. So MI Ultra have two options. One is 8 gig, 256 gigs, three options actually. 8 gigs to 128 gigs, 8 gigs to 56 gigs, and 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of ROM. And MI11 just comes with 8 gigs of RAM for both of the options, and uh, the storage option is different from 128 to 256 gigs. And I'll just to go with 256 gigs always. Always go with the higher end of the storage because the way the and it have a 108 megapixel camera, so your file size will be very heavy. Every photo will be very heavy, and every video will be very extremely heavy. If you are either you need to trim down the quality and take lower resolution photos to get like, lower to save some space. If you don't want to worry about space, probably go to 56 option. Okay, 2 years of warranty, free of charge, 1 year screen repair. Good. I might give you Q1 75 inch. I think till now we didn't have any 75-inch options from MI. It goes to 75 inch. And 75 inches a it's a very good size to for a TV. It will be like big enough for a small family to watch it from like very distance, give you a very nice view. And this is the thing I tried with my TV. It's a 44-inch currently that I tried to running some kind of wallpapers using the Fire Stick, and it looks pretty amazing. So imagine if you have a 75-inch TV, almost double to it, and you can use it as a picture wall, or you can use it as a wallpaper wall. You can just set your pictures, your digital art as a wallpaper. It will look beautiful. So all in all, a real good size.
today to introduce to you the Mi TV crispness and clarity.
QLED.
What does QLED mean? It's actually fairly simple. A conventional LED TV consists of basically three parts: a layer of white light emitting diodes, a layer of optical film, and the LCD module. So, the white light from
I've literally seen the white LEDs. I've seen it. So all the even the normal LED TVs are in this funda only. You will have this optical film, and then you have LCD module and the white LEDs. And the higher the pixels, like the better your TV will be, that the white LEDs numbers will increase. Like if you've seen the last Samsung TV launch, they are having the maximum number of LEDs in the per matrix size. So if you can divide the whole TV into X n cross M matrix, and each block you can fit an X number of LEDs. So those X number, the more the X number is of X is there, the better the quality of your TV will be. The price will increase significantly.
through the optical film to create colors on the display. For the QLED TV, you get pure, distinct colors. The main film, and the LCD module. So, the white light from the LEDs shines through the optical film to create colors on the display. For a QLED TV, we replace the white LEDs with blue LEDs, and then we add a layer of quantum dots
Oh,
between the
okay, okay.
LEDs and the optical film. Let me explain a little bit more about 72% of the standard. One twice as much as some other way nature intended. So,
You get real, true to life black.
and with the picture
This is a 4K TV, and the color look nice in the at least showcase. So obviously, it's going to be a smart TV, and it's going to come with the Dolby Vision and all. Digital 10 plus. This is like kind of standard in all the upcoming televisions. They're coming with Dolby Vision. I'm not sure why they're comparing with the monitor. 20 hertz, let me say. I'm not sure what is local dimming means, but hmm. So the obviously the price question mark. If they put it down, it's going to cheaper than Samsung. That's a funda. It's around I think half of the rate. So Samsung one is coming around 24,000 euros, and they have launched around 1,200 euros. Which will still cost you around like 80, 90K for 70 inch, or even a 1 lakh in India. So if you're like, but it looks a decent TV, right? So it's a the screen is very niche. The coming with the MediaTek chipset. Not sure how that chipset is, but MediaTek is also performing. These are the very high-end chipsets that they're using. This is being used in some of the Huawei phones, and they perform excellently. And they have dynamic local dimming, battery smooth. What they have, these are coming with like 120 hertz resolution refresh rate, which is a really good refresh rate. 120 hertz is close to, I think it's more than the overall eyes refresh rate, if I'm not wrong. It's very close to it, somewhere around that. So you will enjoy watching movies or shows, everything.
just say, "Okay, Google," from up to 3 meters away to activate hands.
Okay, so it supports voice messages or voice actions up to 3 meters. If you're sitting a distance of 3 meters, and you can say, "Okay, Google" or Alexa, and the TV will be able to distinguish the different voices and take the commands for you. Uh,
Free
I
Google
don't know how it
Assistant.
will work for the places which are really noisy, but something to test it. That's a good feature, man.
Miracast for your we've specially custom Me TV Q1 port for Dolby Vision button on the bottom of the display. Port for Dolby Vision cast away. Me TV Q1 75-inch is, well, 75 inches. 75 inches of
Yeah,
incredible
75.
viewing in quantum clarity.
75 is actually a very, very, very good size. Not just a decent, just a very good size. I mean, I'll probably move for 75 inch in a couple of months.
The result is a beautiful piece of hardware that will complement any room. The limitless display with almost. Let's see what the Me TV Q1 75-inch will really set you back.
Yeah, so it's just the half of the Samsung one, but
Just
still.
199 euros.
Okay.
Again, limited quantity.
So, is it launched in India yet? It's always a question. Well, let's have this down. Xiaomi is the launcher of Xiaomi. It could be MI TV 175. Okay, so they will probably launch in India soon. Maybe close to this MI Ultra launch. And obviously, it's not available in US because MI products are banned in US. So basically, you'll be getting these products in Europe and India, in the Asian market, basically, but not in US.
We first teased this product last summer, and we're so excited that it's finally here. nothing but the best. So we're bringing you the best design, inspired by the swift spirit of the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team. And, of course, the best performance with speeds of up to 25 kilometers per hour on up to 20% inclines. On top of that, your battery will last for up to 45 kilometers. Of course, the
So
best also
I
means
always,
the best safety
I
features.
mean, that's kind of my feedback last time. That 30 kilometers is a small range. 45 kilometers for a scooter is a decent range. I mean, if you're doing a two floor, because 32, if they are saying 30 kilometers is a max, you will be getting somewhere around 20 to 45 depending upon the usage and the load you have, because in an ideal condition it will be 30 kilometers. When a person, just a person standing, any extra load will calculated to the further reduction in the range, right? So कहने का साथ ये है कि अगर 30 किलोमीटर वो कह रहे हैं तो इट विल बी एक आइडियल एनवायरनमेंट में 30 किलोमीटर्स है विच इज़ द मैक्स यू कैन गेट। एंड जब हम उसको नॉर्मल यूज़ में लाते हैं तो वहाँ पे एक रिडक्शन होता है 10 to 15 और 25% तक का। तो द रेंज में जो डिक्रीज आएगा अराउंड इट विल गो अराउंड 20-23-25 मैक्स। एंड अगर हम उसको अपने डेली पर्पज में चाहते हैं कि एटलीस्ट if I charge it, it will go to office, and if I miss like some days charging in office, then I also can come back. So मतलब एक राउंड कंप्लीट करना चाहिए उसको, ठीक है? And cities like metro cities जहाँ पे this people are living around 10 miles or 15 miles from their office, 45 kilometer is a decent range. 30 kilometers is still not a decent range. So yeah, good step by me.
The Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 Team Edition social media channels for more details. Ride with. All right, see you there.
This is everything.
With a phone in your pocket.
Cool. What a beautiful launch by Xiaomi, man. I was always wondering when they're gonna launch their next scooter, and they did it this time. And yeah, but सबसे बड़ी problem है कि they're not gonna launch it in India. कब launch करेंगे? We'll be waiting for it. 799 euros, probably it will come around 50-60K if they launch in India. But again, a value for money. If you can invest 60K, you'll be saving a lot of money in charging and yeah, in the fuel prices. जब समय fuel prices बढ़ रहे हैं, you can expect. But probably आप नहीं लेना चाहोगे अभी क्योंकि it's not a right time to launch this, as most of people are sitting at home in lockdown. Uh, but post pandemic maybe it will be a very good market, because first of all the savings, the amount of savings people will be getting, and second key, uh, you can also save some money charging at home. Like we can go to office and charge from office. A lot of people will do it. Think I'm giving you cheap advice. आपके दिमाग में भी ये चल रहा था. So if you watch this big Xiaomi launch event, yeah. So MI Ultra that they've launched, and so on the cover, this phone looks not much different from Mi 11, but if you go in depth, this phone is actually very different from Mi 11. So first look at the camera bump, right? So the camera bump is pretty huge. So phone will be slanted, and there's always a gap between when you put in the flat surface. तो नीचे gap हमेशा रहेगा. But अगर ये आपको अफेक्ट नहीं करता, like if you don't really care about these things, then you can still go buy it. But हम इसके features देखते हैं कि what is the something different thing you're offering. So if you notice the screen here, right? If you just play it, if I can play it. Okay. So if you look in the device, it have two parts to it, the camera. One is the camera module, which is quite similar to the, in the size at least, the size to the MI 11. And this particular side, which is on the right side, is actually it's a screen. It's a very small screen, and this screen is similar to the screen they're offering in their Mi Bands. So that's similar screen, um, which can be used for as a selfie camera also. मतलब कि आप front control में आके as a selfie camera बना के change करते हो, and a small block will appear. उस screen में एक छोटा सा block आएगा, good enough to check your preview, and then you can snap a picture of yourself and you use the 50 megapixel camera to take a snap. This comes with like three cameras. One is for telephoto, one is the wide screen, and one is a normal camera. Um, and two of them is like the telephoto and your normal camera is around 50 megapixel, and the wide range is also 50. I'm not sure about that. Check the details. Uh, now it comes with like 5,000 milliampere battery, and it comes with a 65-watt charging, which is a little bit bigger than normal MI phones. And the the camera sensor is actually at 1.1 ratio 1.19, which is amazing to achieve. They're using a Samsung Sony camera in their phone. So when the aperture to frequency ratio go down in the sensor, right? Obviously, it will have more area to capture the light. तो उससे फायदा ये होगा जो पिक्चर्स एक खींचेगा ये फोन, right? It will be more colorful, like it will be more able to catch like more true light, true colors in the pictures, and even in night mode, you will be able to get a better shot. We'll look at this example. So this phone camera is going to be incredible, and uh, this comes with 150x range zoom. 150 or 250x, like 250x range zoom, but when you take it for 250x zoom, आपको hardly कुछ दिखता, there'll be pixels to see, but 20, 10 pixel, 10x range, 20x range, if you do a zoom, like suppose I'm sitting here, a person is standing around 10 or 20 meters away from me, and if you're using a phone, I can zoom it out and check what they're actually looking into it, and I may get a clear view. So, and it's a most wide range. It comes with a 108-degree wide range camera, so you can actually click a very wide range photo. It can cover more aesthetics or more uh, area than compared to any other smartphones available right now. So yeah, I mean, MI did an amazing job in camera section at least. Uh, Coming back to the screen, जिसकी स्क्रीन है जिसका हम अभी ऑलरेडी बात कर चुके हैं MI11 जैसी ही है. There's not much difference. Touch sampling is 480 Hz, refresh is 120 Hz, and resolution is already same. So all these things are exactly same except the camera module and the Dolby Vision speaker. Again, I don't care about much. Okay, again, as we discussed again, this is going to be a really good in case of a gaming phone. You can use, I mean, this phone will actually works for both the content creators as well as social influencers and the gamers because the camera is good, the battery life is good, the system performance is good. So all in all, is a win-win situation for everyone. But again, yes, so if you're using this kind of camera heavily, the battery usage probably will die sooner than later, because it will be a very expensive affair to process an image in this phone. Let's take some picture photos, how it looks like. This is the main camera one. Oh, wow. I think this camera is beautiful, right? You can see the details of picture. All the colors are coming up beautifully. Wow. Yep. These are not portrait mode pictures. Yeah, so let's check some ultra wide photo. And this is a night mode. You can see like it's a very fairly fair pictures. यहाँ पे darkness काफी कम है because of the sensor they are having. It's a bigger one. I think those kind of sensor comes in the digital camera of Sony starting models, the camera modules. तो वो bump जरूरी था मतलब उतने they needed a raw space to fit in the sensor, and if you can live with that bump, it's a very good phone to buy. Personally, I don't care about that bump a lot. मुझे तो इतना फर्क पड़ता नहीं है. It looks good to me. We don't think you'll talk more. So this comes with a IP68 water resistance, so I think it can go up to 5 meters, 10 meters in the water, and you can use it. It won't be having any issues. Pretty good phone to use. Okay, moving on. Yeah, we're a little late as usual. I'll avoid few. I'll just wrap up the Apple news in like 2 minutes. First, will that Apple is planning to have a diagonal module in the base models. So if you see the current, okay, I'll just share the page itself. So the current base model comes like a two vertical camera modules, and they're just moving into a diagonal camera modules. I'm not sure like how it's going to help it out, but this is the change that we are expecting, and then a base model next. And on 20th April, if you are an Apple fan, there's a good news for you. Apple coming up with Apple event on 20th April, which is on few days. This 13.7, and definitely in a week, you will be uh, having this Apple event. And so your next question will be, if you're an Apple fan, where to watch this event, right? You can actually go to their YouTube page and search for it and subscribe for it. They'll be doing a live stream. No, they'll be doing the stream of the event in YouTube on 20th, I think. Yeah, on 20th. And yeah, and what this event will be about. So basically, this won't be a iPhone event. iPhone event is always happen in October. उसके बाद ही होगा. So this will be more related to, I think, MacBook or iPad Pro. I think they'll be launching a new version of iPad. And a couple of like sites like Mac Rumors and other have said that they will be launching AirTags this time, but I'm still doubtful about it because this AirTags news are coming from really long time, but I don't think they'll be launching Airtel tags this time. They might launch a newer version of AirPods Pro 2, which is pending from a long time. But other than it's than that, it will be pretty much about the hardwares, like laptops and MacBooks and iPad. Uh, I don't think they'll be launching any iPhone this time. Not even the iPhone SE or something. Yeah, but it's a good news for. We'll be covering it next week. Okay, so coming to our second last topic, let's wrap it up everything in 15 minutes. Uh, Talking about smartwatches. OnePlus have launched their smartwatch. You can buy it in OnePlus page. You can buy it in Flipkart. You can buy it in Amazon, and uh, it looks nice. I mean, I'm always a fan of a rounded display when it comes to smartwatch. I never liked the rectangular shape, spherical shape, and of yeah, iPhone, Apple smartwatch. But what will be the best combination? Agar same watch will come with a rotatory dial like Apple. बहुत ही प्यारा combination था. It gives you a feel of the some classic watches, but again, it comes with a digital screen. So there's a miss over there. I like this green one. It looks beautiful with the golden circle. Um, and then also one important news about this watch is it's not coming in Wear OS. They have created their own OS for this one. It's a OnePlus one. So you won't be receiving Wear OS updates in this particular OS. तो अगर आपको Apple like Google Wear OS वाले ही watches चाहिए or like you want Apple OS, Apple Watch OS smart watches, then OnePlus is not the option you want to go with. But again, they have dominated the battery part of it. So the battery range, I think it goes for like 15 or 20 days, one fully charge. I don't know how or what or when, but OnePlus ने kill किया है battery market पे. Not in just their phone devices, they every device. Even from their headphones, earphones, everywhere, उन्होंने बैटरी में बहुत ही ज़्यादा काम किया है. That is the best thing I love about OnePlus. So one charge, full charge, will go up to 14 days, and 25 hours if you're doing like a very hectic, like if you're doing 25 hours of continuous exercise, that will go for 25 hours, which is I don't think it's a realistic thing. Anyone go continuously 25 hours workout. तो ओवरऑल 2-3 दिन अगर बहुत ही हैवी यूज करो चलेगा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं जाएगी आपको विच इज़ अ गुड थिंग टू हैव आई मीन आई थिंक एक स्मार्टफोन को एटलीस्ट 5 दिन चला स्मार्टवॉच 5 दिन तो चलने चाहिए बिना इश्यूज के so if I charge it on Sunday night and I'm wearing on Monday morning to office till Friday night I shouldn't be any like Saturday morning को भी मैं घर पहुंचूँ कभी बहुत लेट होके तो फोन को मरना नहीं चाहिए रास्ते पे should be the battery should still be alive. Going to the price it's there. It's coming around 15K. It's quite similar to the Oppo Watch price band. Um, I think again OnePlus is changing the way or the marketing strategy they used to have. They are quite targeting the average to high end specs or the price tag. 15K में आपके पास other options होते हैं जैसे 10K में you can get the Mi smartwatch in the rotary dial similar to this. It is also come with AMOLED display, and this is also coming with AMOLED display, and it's having a 4 GB of RAM and 1 GB of ROM. Sorry, 4 GB of ROM and 1 GB of RAM storage options, and it's this one is coming with IP68 uh, certification. So earlier, what OnePlus used to do is like how they used to save some money is कि ये लोग claim करते थे कि इनका ऐप डिवाइस इनके डिवाइसेस एक्चुअली वाटर प्रूफ होते थे but they never used to go for the certification because certification costs some money. Now, I think from last device, wait for it, yeah, they are going for certification also. They all devices are IP68 certified if they're saying that. And that's why जो certification cost जो ऐड होता है तो वो हमारे ऊपर ही आता है कंज्यूमर के ऊपर आता है. And I think 10 to 12K was a good range to good opportunity to buy this phone today. 15K sounds little expensive because अगर आप थोड़ा push करते हो 15K के बाद so you can go to Active 2, Samsung Active 2, which is a amazing smartwatch. I used it. It's a good one, but still probably it's not a bad one. The only thing which threw me off for this particular smartwatch is the OS part. I mean, if they've launched with Wear OS, I would be more happier. But nothing wrong with OnePlus, right? OnePlus is always good with what they do. Okay. Yeah. I don't know comments, friends. Like, what do you think about OnePlus Watch? About the looks, about the performance, and are you gonna buy it or no? तो हम क्लोज करेंगे अपनी सेशन इन 10 minutes विद एन एक्सप्लोसिव न्यूज़. ठीक है. हमने चालू एक्सप्लोसिव न्यूज़ नहीं किया बट हम इट क्लोज इन वेरी एक्सप्लोसिव न्यूज़ एंड दिस इज लिटरली एक्सप्लोसिव न्यूज़. तो हमने पास्ट में सुना था कि सैमसंग के फ़ोन तो ब्लास्ट होते थे बट देयर न्यू प्लेयर इन टाउन, न्यू कॉम्पिटिटर टू सैमसंग which is Vivo, and a Hong Kong based airline bans Vivo because their their phones blasted in the airport और पूरा कार्गो जल गया.
पहली बार देख रहा हूँ.
ये सेकंड टाइम है. एक बार जाडी में भी हुआ था.
आज जार्डिन मैंने भी देखा था उधर चुंगछुई में ना.
वाह 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 वाह. 10 ना हो जाए.
और पहना पीछे
तो पूरे उसमें कार्गो के अंदर शायद वीवो का फोन था वो ब्लास्ट कर गया एंड द गाय इन द बैकग्राउंड सेइंग ये सेकंड टाइम हुआ है. व्हाट लुकिंग एट सेकंड टाइम. तो और पूरे कार्गो में आग लगी तो इसके बाद से डिसाइड किया कि यू कैन नॉट ट्रैवल विद हांगकांग बेस्ड कार्गो एयरलाइन. डिसाइड किया कि दे वोंट शिप Vivo phones. And this issue can occur when you try to create a very compact battery. Like batteries का बहुत प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि अगर आप उसको 5000 6000 और 7000 मिली एम्पियर में आप शिप करना चाहते हो एंड साइज को सेम रखना है, तो बेसिकली यू आर compressing the uh, ions together. Like you're stuffing more towards the battery, stuff in lithium ion, and compress it will get like they need some free space to roam around क्योंकि जब पास आएंगे जितना compress करेंगे batteries को, chances to like explode. What earlier happened with Note phones when they're coming with bigger batteries. It's going to solve kiya to having more bigger batteries giving some space to them with the same size. So uh, yeah, so this is not a problem with every Vivo phone. This might be problem with some specific Vivo phones, but again, ऐसी जो news होती है, it's a big hit off for the brands because how people will fear to buy those phones. Like the Note 2 में blast होना चालू हुआ था, Note 10 में I think. तो उसके सेल्स कितने लगे थे बिकॉज लोग got afraid कि यार सैमसंग के फोन ब्लास्ट हो गए. And then it took it some time, like I think a year or something to get back into the same kind of size. Like they have a good size of good consumer base. थोड़ा सा reduction हुआ and then they again coming back to the same kind of consumer base. And अभी तो Samsung is totally dominating the market. Like they have phone in every range. अगर आपके पास 10,000 में आपकी नीड है फोन लेने की, they have the option. If you have a 1 lakh or 2 lakhs of range, तो तब भी उनके पास option है. So let's say most of the battery issues on the Samsung Note. So as I mentioned, it's not most probably it's 100% it's due to battery issue. Okay, so guys who are planning to buy Vivo phone, especially Vivo Y20 phones, probably hold on. Don't invest your money on Vivo Y20. Probably go other options. I think Poco have launched and Realme have launched some devices recently, but we are really running out of time. And we will be covering next week. If you like the video, guys, so then uh, probably hit us a like or like subscribe to the channel or um, drop us a comment like what do you think about this episode and what we're missing out and what we didn't cover about different topics and what you want me to cover about it, and try to cover all those things. And more response I'll get, we can we need some kind of interaction, more interaction in these kind of streams, so uh, we can cover more and more topic because को बोरिंग नहीं बनाना है, इसको इंटरेस्टिंग बनाना है ताकि और इसका एक और मोटिव है कि दो ये topics can be off topic for few people and not for everyone, but कोशिश ये है कि सबको समझा सके, right? एक बहुत ही बड़ा फेमस कोट था कि if you understand something you will make us understand to a 6 year old, right? तो अगर आपको कुछ समझ में आता है तो आप एक छोटे से बच्चे को समझा सकते हो, आपने वो चीज़ समझी समझी है. तो अगर मैं आप लोग को नहीं समझा रहा हूँ तो प्रॉब्लम मुझे भी कहीं ना कहीं मुझे वो चीज़ें नहीं पता है या फिर मैंने समझी नहीं है, तो मुझे भी उस पर काम करना होगा. तो इट्स इम्प्रूवमेंट फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस. थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट आप देखो, थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट हम देखा, लाइफ चलती रहेगी. इसी बात पे आज की स्ट्रीम हम बंद करते हैं.